Welcome to the 3 for 3 podcast. I am Paul Teach Nelson.
Yes.
He is Alex, the Podfather Gullet, playing through an injury.
We're back again.
We are.
We're back again.
You are self-admittedly at 40%.
40? Yeah, 40% about.
Dealing with a little throat issue.
Yeah, strep throat, got kids, 7, 8, 9, that's what happens. Wife's a teacher. You're a teacher.
Yeah, that's
right?
A petri dish of a home.
Yeah, I mean, and when you're an elementary school teacher, it's even worse, right?
Dude, they're so snotty. They're so snotty.
They're sending everything to my home, and I've become a victim. The kids.
You are
thickness.
a victim. Go ahead, play that victim card already.
I'm going to play it all day long. Hey, check this out, though. I see
buddy.
what you got on your face there.
Yeah,
what's
buddy.
up with this? What we got going on?
Listen, big shout out to Pluto.co. Again, Pluoto.co on Instagram for sending us some sunglasses. Baby.
Yes. Thank you. Appreciate that. These are legit.
Listen, man.
These are legit.
They're nice. Go ahead, check you out. Get you some sunglasses.
Did you see them on X? Twitter? Is it X now?
I think it is X.
It is X now, right? We have to call it X. We can't call it
We reached
Twitter.
out on Instagram, man, and we obliged. We obliged. So we want to thank them. Again, they're the sponsor of the show.
I love this.
Less than a year, we already got a sponsor.
I love this. Hey, look, doing big things.
Just keep sending us stuff.
3 for 3 sports podcast.
Love it.
Got the sunglasses rolling.
You know who else had their sunglasses on?
Dude.
Coach Sanders.
Coach! Oh, man. Yeah, he was blind in the fourth quarter.
He was blind in the second half.
Yeah, the whole thing,
Listen, rough game. I just think we don't need to talk about Colorado that much. Going forward, maybe once or twice, but they're out of contention.
It's over. But I think it's exactly what we thought it was going to be. Listen, we weren't airbrushed by everything. We didn't get overexcited. We did love the hype.
Yes, okay. Love the content.
There's a great story in this.
Sure.
Coach Prime's the real deal. He's got some real talent on that squad. And to come from where they were at last year to this year, remarkable story. But we knew they would not be good.
Time for the hype train to end.
They were a 5-7 win team.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yes.
That's what it is.
Have fun in a bowl game. Have fun at the Duke's Mayo Bowl.
It's the best part of their year is going to be this next offseason.
Maybe. I don't think anything can beat that win against TCU. That was the high point of their season. Yeah. But again, let's talk about another team that they lost to that crushed Colorado, and probably the biggest game this past weekend, Washington, Oregon.
Great game.
Yeah.
Great quarterbacks.
Both of them. Bo Nix, Michael. Listen, he's got big Penix energy. All right. He's got big Penix energy.
Yeah. He really does. Hey, listen. First of all, you and I had a conversation earlier this week. I said, look, Penix could be a top 10 draft pick. Okay, I think there's multiple quarterbacks going to fall on that. And you were like, I don't love his ability in the NFL. I think you're absolutely wrong, Teach. Arm is going to translate. I think we see it multiple times. The kid can play quarterback. He can read a defense. He can throw the ball around.
I still don't see it. I think he will be a second, third round pick. I don't know. Maybe he gets floated into the bottom of the first round. I just don't think I get it. The offense translates. Okay. I'm not saying he's Bo Nix. He's better than Bo Nix, but he is not on the same level as Drake May. He's not on the same level as Caleb Williams. And he's not even on Shador's level. He's not. He's not.
So anyways, we're going to put that here. I just wanted to make sure that all the fans know, listen, you guys comment, let us know, because Teach is jumping off the Michael Penix train, and I'm just now getting on it. I think the kid has real talent, and I think he's going to be something in the NFL. I think your exact quote was, he's like Tim Tebow.
I don't think that was my quote.
That was it.
No.
Do you want to read it?
Listen, he's better. Yeah, sure, I'll read it. I don't think he's Eric Crouch. I don't think he's Tim Tebow. I do think that he's not on the same level.
He's not Jamarcus Russell, right?
Nobody's smart. No, Jamarcus Russell would eat Michael Penix.
Yeah.
All right, jersey and all.
Yeah.
But that was a great game. Listen, there's still a way both of them get in. I thought Oregon would win. You thought Oregon would win.
I did.
We were both dead wrong. That Washington offense they were fine. They were calm. They scored.
They showed a lot this week. I really thought Oregon was the better team.
They still might be. Their coach sucked for all the great things he did against Colorado.
Yeah,
he made he made 3 horrible calls.
I think that was the one thing you texted me during the game. You were like, because I didn't get to see the game. Of course, we were out. We did Halloween trick or treating trail.
This was pumpkin patch
pumpkin
for you.
Yeah, you know what I mean.
You got to pick a weekend, right?
It was a family thing. You got to do it. So
we can get it out of the way.
I was tied up with snotty kids and a beautiful wife, but But no, man. So I texted you. I was like, "Hey, by the stats, like great game." You were like, "Lived up to hype," but it wasn't all that.
It wasn't a great game.
Yeah,
it was not a great game. Is Michael Penix the favorite for Heisman right now?
Has to be,
really,
by far.
I mean, after Caleb Williams had
Caleb Williams 3 interception game. I mean, he pulled a Dak Prescott, but he pulled a Jalen Hurts this week.
He did.
And so I think, he's got to be the favorite right now.
Yeah, I think he is. I think it's between. We're still only halfway through the season, so
that's crazy.
Somebody can come up. Yeah, it goes by quick. College football goes. It's 2/3 of the NFL season, right? So it goes by quick. I think he is the favorite in the clubhouse right now. Don't count out Quinn Ewers. Don't count out Bo Nix. Don't count out any of these guys. Caleb Williams. Let's talk about Caleb Williams, though.
Yeah,
USC,
Caleb.
Notre Dame. Listen, we've said that USC could be frauds. Okay,
we've talked about it multiple times.
Winning close games against lesser competition. They should have blown out Colorado. They should have blown out Arizona.
I think we saw their weaknesses throughout the year. I think they have a real defensive issue. But again, that goes with who their coach is. I mean, Lane Kiffin's an offensive guy. I don't even know that
Lincoln Riley.
I don't even know that Lincoln Riley knows that defense plays.
No.
You know what I mean? He's just one of those guys. And so when you look at USC, I was more impressed with Notre Dame than I was let down by USC.
And that's so odd for you because you have a love-hate relationship with Notre Dame.
I do, because Notre Dame is that team. But this is the week they showed out. I think this was the question mark week, and you see it with a lot of NFL teams, especially my favorite team, the Cowboys. You're going into a game, and you're like, no way they'll win this game, and then they'll end up winning. They did it a couple of years ago with the Patriots. They did it with Green Bay. Didn't do it with San Francisco, but I think it was more along those lines. Notre Dame came out. They showed what they were supposed to do. They handled their business and keep it moving.
Yeah, that defense looked great.
They did.
Sam Hartman did just enough to win the game. Caleb Williams played sloppy. I don't know if this is one of those. He looks like Patrick Mahomes at Texas Tech, where he just feels like he's not doing things like setting his feet for the throw. He's getting too cute. He's throwing sidearm. He's doing quick pitch. Todd McShay said he looked like a shortstop the other day. Yeah. He looked like he was just turning and zipping it instead of setting and throwing it. And he was absolutely right. And 2 of those picks were boneheaded picks.
But, I think what happens is he's gotten used to playing like that. And you can do that against lesser opponents.
Absolutely.
You can do that against lesser opponents. But then when you're facing sorry, Pluto.
Sunglasses so hot that they're just
sorry, Pluto. But when you play a defense that shows up like Notre Dame's did, right, and they're getting pressure, they're running all over the field, you're going to have it happen.
Is Caleb Williams overhyped?
No, absolutely not.
You still think he's legit right now?
Yeah, Tom Brady threw 5 interceptions in one game. Yeah, he can throw he can have a bad game.
Would you trade Micah Parsons for Caleb Williams?
Absolutely not.
Okay.
Absolutely not.
All right. I'm just asking.
No way.
Listen,
hey, would you guys? No, that's crazy, right? No, Parsons is legit.
I think I'd trade him.
Would you really?
Yeah, I think I would.
That's absolutely
a quarterback on a rookie contract is a special thing, especially when it's one as special as Caleb Williams. I'll go as far to say this. I'm gonna say for the Cam too. I might trade Michael Parsons for Drake May.
No way.
Yes,
absolutely.
I think Drake May has proven now that he actually has Tez Walker back from suspension. The NCAA is finally not acting stupid. He finally has a true wide receiver on his team, and he is looking sharp.
Oh, I think Tez Walker looked good.
Tez Walker
come back, 10 catches, 180 yards, whatever it was. I know it was
wild.
Up there.
And then 3 touchdowns next week. Unguardable.
Yeah, the kid is incredible. Made Drake May look better than what Drake May is.
Get out of here with that nonsense.
Hey, I'm just not on the hype train like you are. I think Drake May's a good quarterback. I think he's probably a first-round draft pick because there's a lot of quarterback-needing teams right now.
It's going to be the 2nd or 3rd pick in the draft.
Absolutely.
And you know what he is? Sneaky athletic.
He is sneaky.
Sneaky athletic.
Sam Hartman's sneaky athletic.
He is, like Justin Herbert.
Yes.
Got some big games over the weekend. Let's just go through them quickly.
All right, let's do it. Are we going to pick them? You want me to pick them? You're going to pick them?
Yeah, let's see your thoughts and just tell me who you think wins the game, all right? Because now we're in the season with college football.
We are.
If you lose another game, if you're a one-loss team, you lose one more.
You're out.
You're done.
You're done. It's over.
Unless it's total chaos, which I don't mind. I like college football.
I don't think it will be, though. I think you'll have a couple undefeated teams.
Utah, USC.
Give me USC in that one. I think it's a bounce-back game for Caleb Williams. I have not been impressed with the Utah offense.
Yeah, until Utah solves their quarterback problems, I think USC does come up big this game. I think you're absolutely right. Tennessee and Alabama.
This is a tough one because part of me wants to take Tennessee.
Just to piss me off.
That to piss you off. And plus, I know you told me last week they solved their quarterback issues, but I didn't see it last week. Did not see it.
Did you watch it?
Did you see it?
I mean, I watched it. Yeah,
I saw the highlights.
I saw it.
I saw the highlights. They did not cure the quarterback issue.
Jalen Milroe did exactly what he was supposed to do.
10 for 21 for
as injured guy. Yes, and got the dub. Did just enough. And again, we talk about prevent defense, right? What does it prevent? It prevents wins.
Yeah.
Well, they were playing prevent offense in the second half.
They really were.
And it almost prevented a win.
Yeah. I'm going to take Alabama, though.
Okay, roll Tide.
Roll Tide.
Tennessee sucks. Everything sucks. Sorry, suck. Tennessee sucks. The mountains suck. Rocky Mountains, Smoky Mountains, they suck. That dog sucks.
Bring back Malik Hooker.
Orange is the worst quarter, or orange is the worst color. Whatever. They're terrible. Tennessee sucks.
Bring back the hooker.
Everybody. I don't know if you can say it. Yeah,
you
sure you can.
Right? You can say it. Bring back to Malik Hooker.
Kids, we're talking about Hendon Hooker. Hendon Hooker.
I said Malik. India safety.
Whatever. Yeah,
Malik Hooker's a safety, right?
Washington State, Oregon. Does Oregon bounce back?
Washington State is one of those sneaky teams too.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
Quarterback at Washington State is Cam Ward.
Yeah. You have a love-hate relationship with him, too.
I do. I'm going to take Oregon, though. Bounce back week.
Yeah, I think Oregon wins big.
Yeah.
I think they're still – Oregon and Texas. I don't know who I'd take on a neutral field. I probably would –
I'd probably have to go Texas.
I'd probably take Oregon.
It's tough.
I just think that Oregon still might have a chance.
I think Longhorns are better than Ducks.
I mean, I like steak.
Unless it was Darkwing Duck or Duck Goose is also a great duck.
I don't like Scrooge McDuck.
Scrooge is good.
Come on now.
Howard
Swimming
the Duck.
Money. Howard the Duck's underrated.
Very underrated.
Mighty Ducks.
The Mighty Ducks were
Quack,
okay.
Quack.
Wasn't that a Disney movie?
It was.
Yeah.
Still is. Never stopped being a Disney
Never stopped
movie.
being a Disney movie. That's right. Yeah.
That's the last time we're talking hockey on here. Oregon could win the rematch. If Oregon plays Washington again, I think I'd go Oregon.
Would you take Oregon next time?
I think I would take Oregon. The fact that they won lost in Washington the way they did with the stupid mistakes by Dan Lanning.
I don't give home field in a matchup like that as much as most people do.
In college, I do.
Collegiately.
Yeah, in college, I do. Yeah, but I think neutral field. And the last one, the biggest one for this weekend, battle the unbeatens in the Big Ten.
Yeah, this is a good
Penn
one.
State, Ohio State.
Yeah, this is a super good one. And I'm very torn on this because, hey, have you watched Caps Off podcast?
Yes.
So Caps Off, love those guys. Shout out to Caps Off. They always have a thing on their pick 'em. They're like, you got to listen to your plums. Listen to the plums. My plums, no, I'm not going to take it from you, but I'm really feeling, shout out to y'all, love the show, but I'm feeling Penn State.
All right.
But I have to take Ohio State.
You are such a...
But I am really feeling Penn State. But I'm going to take Ohio State.
Go Nittany Lions. Listen, I am going to be... I hope that they win big. I will be texting Coach the entire time saying, what happened to your school? Not talking nearly much about them this year. I know you're on the C.J. Stroud train. Penn State, I just think this is the year they win the Big Ten. I think weird stuff goes on with Michigan, who hasn't played anybody.
I don't think so.
Okay. All I'm saying... I love Jim Harbaugh as a rusher of the ball.
Do not
I don't like
Jim Harbaugh.
I do. He had more rushing yards than Bo Jackson in his NFL career. How about that one? You like that stat, don't you?
I love that stat.
Who's the better running back? Harbaugh.
Jim Harbaugh right now. Then. No, absolutely not. But Jim Harbaugh, man, Colts legend. I remember watching Jim Harbaugh and John Elway fight on the sideline. Like, it's a great thing.
I think they should do a tag team and fight the Paul brothers, Logan and Jake.
I think the Harbaughs win.
I think the Harbaughs do win.
Yeah, I think the Harbaughs win for sure.
Whatever. So right now, let's say have to bet your paycheck, bet your life savings. What's the championship game and who wins?
Championship game, college football?
Yep.
Give me Georgia, Michigan. I'm taking Michigan.
Wow. That would be huge for college football.
Yeah.
I'm going to go Washington, Georgia. Little East Coast, West Coast thing.
I hate to see that again.
And Georgia beats the brakes off.
Yeah, I mean, it's the same. It's the same thing every year. We see it every year. We see that one team from the Pac-12 or the Big Ten, and like
an SEC team that
just rolls through them, and you get tired of seeing it. But I like Michigan this year.
All right, we'll see.
Yeah,
I mean, listen, we still have half the season to go. Big weekend this weekend, next weekend coming up. Let's move on to the NFL. Let's go to Sundays.
My favorite day of the week. My favorite
Sunday.
day of the week is Sunday.
Other than Monday Night Football and Thursday Night Football.
I still prefer Sunday compared to Monday. So we're watching football this weekend. Shout out to my wife. We're watching Monday Night Football, right?
Yep.
And my wife goes, why are there so many commercials? Because she's so used to Red Zone playing.
That's true.
Or like the box, the 4-in-1 box. And like, I'm like, it's just not available on Mondays or Thursdays.
Listen, I was geeking out because Monday they had They had the NFL game.
Yeah,
and they had the baseball game too. They had the two box, and I was like,
the two box was great.
This is perfect for me.
Shout out to the games in London. Shout out to the NFL for the last couple of weeks for giving us football on the East Coast at 9:30 in the morning. It's ending at 12:30. We got a 30-minute lunch break. Prepare for the children, and then it's right back to football for the rest of the day. Amazing.
Football season. Time to be a deadbeat dad. Sorry, kid.
Bro, there's nothing wrong with it.
Here's the tablet.
Yeah, take the tablet.
Have fun.
Try to make them watch football. My kids have zero interest.
No chance of that.
Yeah, my kids
Dad, I do not want to watch that sporting event.
Yeah, me. Yeah,
there we go.
My kids also.
We do have some burning questions though.
Let's do it.
Let's be like Usher and let it burn. All right.
Yeah, I would sing it, but I'm
the throat.
I can hit that note.
So this is something you actually asked me over the weekend.
I did. Yeah, there was a bunch of questions floating around this weekend.
It was something like there are no good teams, and I kept on thinking. I was like, no, there's a couple. I don't know if there's any good coaches. So the question I have is, are we really sure that any of the coaches are good?
I think there's some good coaches.
I'm going to put on my negative hat. My
don't be a negative Nancy.
Daryl Downer. The worst dude ever. I'm just going to be that. We all have one guy in the friend group who, no matter what you say, they're always like, yeah, that sucks. Whatever, man. Don't even like that. That shirt sucks. Whatever, bro. Bar sucked. So I'm that dude when it comes to coaching.
You eat the whole meal and then be like, it wasn't that good, man.
Yeah. Dude, whatever. You're going to finish your steak.
What do you mean the wings
steak
were good?
Sucked. Yeah. You ate 40. You ate 40 wings.
Yeah, what do you mean?
So I don't know that any head coaches are good.
That's a true bro story, though.
That is. It's a dude.
Yeah,
you're a dude.
That's it.
Can you convince me that any coaches are good?
Yeah, I can convince you.
Go right ahead.
Good. So first, I'm going to start with head coaches. I'm going to run down just some head coaches because I got coordinators also.
Okay.
Because we're going to talk about it. If you don't think there's any good coaches,
you say your thing, and then I'll try and.
So I'm going to list a couple names really quick. Okay.
Let's take them one by one, baby.
Okay, one by one. Andy Reid. Andy Reid's a great coach. Okay. Andy Reid was good in Philadelphia. Andy Reid is also good in Kansas City. Granted, Kansas City, he has maybe the up and coming GOAT playing quarterback, but Andy Reid is a legit head coach. He's a player's coach. The players like him. They play hard for him. Give me Andy Reid, number one, my power rankings for coaching.
Whatever. Couldn't do anything without Patrick Mahomes.
That's not true.
Whatever. If it was just Chad Henne starting, he would have won this.
Chad Henne took them on a 99-yard drive for a touchdown.
Yeah. So what? It was just one game.
Yeah, just one game.
See him do it without Eric Bieniemy.
Give me my favorite coach in the NFL, Mike McDaniels, the true players coach. He's everything to the Miami Dolphins. Maybe more important than Tyreek Hill. Let me know. Mike McDaniels, Tyreek Hill, who's the most important person on that roster? I'm going to go Mike McDaniels.
Whatever. He's just a fake Sean McVay. Dude, no. He hasn't won anything in the playoffs. Whatever.
Yeah. Well, give me Mike McDaniels. Number two on my coaching power rankings. Kyle Shanahan, great, brilliant offensive mind, puts together an amazing roster. Another player's coach. You see the players want to play for him. Pulled the trigger, man, was down to get Christian McCaffrey. That was a big move when they really didn't need anybody else to put him over the top. Give me Kyle Shanahan with them San Francisco 49ers.
28-3. Don't want to hear it. He was the offensive coordinator of that Falcons team.
Yeah.
All right, 28-3, and you lost. Whatever, bro. What have you done? Can't even make it to the Super Bowl.
I'm going to hit a couple quick ones really quick that I also think are great to kind of round out a top 10-ish. I'm going to go D'Amico Ryans. I love him. First-year coach in Houston. Love what he's doing with that squad. That team was absolutely horrible last year. C.J. Stroud showing out. Love what he's doing with that defense. Give me D'Amico Ryans also in Houston.
Yeah, whatever. He's just living off of C.J. Stroud.
That's not true. Sean McVay, one down year in L.A., okay? Brought in Stafford, got rid of Goff. Don't know if that's going to work out in the long run, but they got a Super Bowl out of it. Also took a chance on OBJ. He's a brilliant offensive mind. Love what he's doing. Cooper Kupp, Puka, doesn't matter. They're all great receivers. That's what he does. Sean McVay.
He's a better podcaster than a coach. Whatever.
Belichick.
Too old. Game's past him. What has he done without Tom?
John Harbaugh, question mark.
He's not even the best Harbaugh.
I don't
take that.
I don't know.
Only one Harbaugh leads in rushing versus Bo Jackson. So,
and Jim did get a victory in the Super Bowl.
John did.
Exactly. Who's the better Harbaugh?
Jim.
That's crazy.
Where's better khakis?
All right, Mike Tomlin. We all know he doesn't finish under 500. That is a coaching statistic. You can't argue that. There's no argument for not ever finishing under 500 with any roster you've ever had.
Awesome. Great pick with Pickett. Nice one. Way to go. Yeah, keep running the ball with Najee Harris.
Horrible pick. Give me Pete Carroll. Give me Dougie P. Give me Sean McD.
Listen, Pete Carroll, yeah, whatever. You caused USC football to go in the trash for 10 years, and you jumped to the NFL because you were scared. Whatever. Dougie P, get out of my face. You haven't won anything. Okay, you had one lucky season with Nick Foles. You suck too. If all your games were in London, you'd be amazing. But you know what? You got no stuns. You got no plums. Why don't you just go ahead and say Duval all the way to London and stay there? Next.
Why are you talking like that?
Next.
Why are you talking like that about all the coaches?
Whatever, man. There's no good coach.
He went true bro mode on the coaches.
Next.
Yeah, give me Sean McDay. Did you say anything about your coach? McDermott?
I think we're doing him last. We got Sirianni. That's
okay, yeah. Okay, Sirianni. Give me. Well, I like Dougie P. I like Sirianni. I don't like Sirianni. I have a question mark on Sirianni.
Italian accent comes out when you say Sirianni.
It does.
It
does.
Sirianni.
Yeah. So I'm not sure if I like Sirianni or not. The coordinators were great last year. There's a big difference in what Philadelphia is this year.
I'm just saying when Sirianni gave up the play calling last year or 2 years ago in like week 14, next thing you know, they start doing a lot better.
Next thing you know, Jalen Hurts starts playing like an MVP.
What do you know?
And then of course,
Steichen goes to Indianapolis and they can't do anything.
Yep. And so now you have Jalen Hurts having a very average NFL 2023 year.
Yep.
Is he good? I don't know.
Sirianni's not good. Yeah, good coordinator.
And then I'm gonna go Sean McDermott. I don't
have anything good to say about McDermott?
I don't. He's the one I would say is not good on this list.
Listen, I'll say this. Sean McDermott's a great friggin' coach. He's a great coach. He's a good coach. I got nothing bad to say about Coach Sean McD.
No, give me Sean McDermott's awesome. Hey, I want to go through a list really quick of good offensive coordinators, okay? Because I think you're going to be stout over this list.
All right.
Because I looked at it, and there are some that I didn't put in here that all of us know about. Okay. But there's a couple young, up-and-coming coordinators that really excite me to see what the NFL coaching list could be in the next 5 or 10 years. Yep. Okay? Ben Johnson in Detroit, that guy is absolutely fantastic.
He might be better than Dan Campbell.
He really
just as a head coach.
He really
next Mike McDaniels maybe.
Eric Bieniemy. Now I know there's been talks about him in the locker room. I know players have said things about him. There is no substitution what that man does with a playbook.
Absolutely.
That man puts his offensive players in a place to win every week.
Yep.
Sam Howell, Patrick Mahomes, doesn't matter.
Nobody thought the offense would do what they were doing this year.
No.
And they're a 500 team.
Frank Smith in Miami. Now, I know a lot of that is predicated off of Mike McDaniels.
Yeah.
Okay, but he's going to be under that coaching tree. That's exciting.
Yeah, I don't know.
That's exciting. Bobby Slowick out of Houston. Okay. CJ Stroud.
He's my favorite coordinator. Bobby Slowick is my favorite coordinator coming from that Kyle Shanahan tree.
Yeah.
Listen, when we grew up, it was like the Mike Shanahan tree, the Don Shula
What
tree.
he played, he called plays in 40. He was play caller at 49ers for 2 years?
Absolutely.
Yeah.
And before that, he was a run coordinator.
That's
Again,
right.
The same kind of remarkable rise as Mike McDaniels.
Yep.
And Bobby Slowick should be a head coach next year.
Yeah, he's absolutely fantastic. Jim Bob Cooter in Indianapolis.
Best name in football.
And he's really good at what he does.
He is.
You've seen him work with different quarterbacks now. The game plan changes from Minshew to Anthony Richardson to Matt Ryan last year. Yeah. He was without his best running back and Jonathan Taylor.
Yep.
Colts still look good.
I think he's one of those guys that's best fit as a coordinator.
Yeah, absolutely. Dave Ragone, Atlanta. I just love their run game.
Yeah.
Listen, it is what it is. If they had a quarterback outside of Desmond Ridder, this team could be scary against any NFL team.
I would say that's the best roster in the NFC South by far.
Yeah, I think it's the best roster.
Skill players wise.
Quarterback's an issue there.
Yes.
Okay.
You're not wrong.
But I love the play calling for the talent that he has. He works the playbook around the talent he has.
Yep.
He knows what he has at quarterback, and he just does what he does. Dave Canales, Tampa Bay. Listen, Baker Mayfield. It just is what it is. He's struggled in different franchises. I've always believed in what Baker can do. He's putting Baker in a place to be a benefit to the team, and I like to see that.
When you got weapons like Mike Evans and Chris Godwin, it's not hard to be good, though.
That's right. And absolutely. Talent doesn't matter, right?
True.
And I think this guy's more talented than the other one. Mike LaFleur over Matt LaFleur every day of the week. Mike LaFleur, LA Rams, coming off to Sean McVay. I'm excited about him.
He looked terrible in Jersey last year for the Jets, right?
Yeah, well, the Jets were terrible.
He looked horrible last year.
The Jets were terrible.
Yeah, but I think some of that's on him.
Didn't Mike White start some games last year?
I think he was the better quarterback than Zach Wilson.
He might have been. All right, so that's offensive coordinators. Those are some good ones. I think those guys are legit going to be the future of the NFL coaching streets, and I love that. Defensive coordinators. We're going to start number one with my guy, Dan Quinn.
Yeah, former coach, former head coach.
Hey, took the Falcons to the Super Bowl.
Yes.
Okay. Rode on the back of Matt Ryan and Kyle Shanahan. But that defense was always pretty good.
Until it wasn't.
Until it wasn't.
Yeah.
Okay. They did give up like the most yards ever.
Yes.
That defense that 1 year after that or something. It was crazy. But I'm going to go Dan Quinn because I love what he does with the Cowboys. Defensive line is a wreck. And they just cause havoc everywhere they go.
Yeah.
Best defensive line in football. Yeah. It may not be talent-wise, but it is when it comes to pressure in the quarterback. 100%. They don't lead the league in sacks, but pressure percentage.
I would still have San Francisco as the best defense in football.
Whatever. We don't talk about the 49ers here.
Okay.
Aaron Glenn. Notice I have two coaches off of the Detroit tree.
He is my favorite defensive coordinator.
Aaron Glenn is a great defensive coordinator. When you take a guy as talented as Aaron Glenn was a cornerback, playing the back end, understands football, he's going to be a great coach.
And I just think he sees the field differently. He was on Hard Knocks last year or year before last, and I found myself rewatching the episodes over and over.
Just for Aaron Glenn.
Listening to what Dan Campbell says about Aaron Glenn, what Aaron Glenn is portraying to players, saying like, hey, we just need to put you in situations where you can ball out.
That's right.
And now that he has the defensive personnel, he's showing.
Yeah, he's doing an awesome job in Detroit. Defense is underrated in Detroit.
Yes.
Underrated. Raheem Morris. Now, I know he didn't have a very successful head coaching career to start out with, but he was young. Remember that. He is a great defensive coordinator. I love what the Rams are doing on defense right now. And they're not the most talented roster.
No, a lot of these guys are like, to me, Romeo Crennel. Like, they're perfect to be a defensive coordinator.
Steve Wilkes, same thing.
Yeah, they don't need to be a head coach. They just continue to dominate as a defense. Yeah. Monty Kiffin. Monty Kiffin, Tampa Bay was, created the Tampa 2 defense, basically. Yeah. And every time he would come up in rumors about, hey, he could be the next head coach here, or maybe he goes to college, and you just go.
But you had like the Rob Ryans, you know what I mean? Like, those guys.
Just stay right there.
I think there was a lot of guys that are like that. I think offensively, you look at Eric Bieniemy. Yeah, same story.
Yes,
great offensive coordinator. Steve Wilkes, same thing. I put him in the same category as Raheem Morris. Jeff Ulbrich with the Jets, man. I loved sitting under. The coach over there,
Robert
Salah. I love that defense over there at the Jets.
I think the Jets are overrated too. I think that defense is overrated. They have underperformed for this season.
We'll see. Terrell Austin, Pittsburgh.
Every year.
It's every year. Yeah. Every year. And they surprisingly get better when TJ Watt's healthy. Right?
Amazing how that works out.
Whatever.
Right?
And give me Mike Caldwell at Jacksonville. All right. I'm going to go Jacksonville. I'm super impressed with the Jaguars. The London Jaguars. That's right. Yes. The New England Jaguars. No, the England Jaguars.
The England Jaguars.
Yeah. So those are. So when you say like, are there good coaches in the NFL? I think there are good coaches in the NFL. I think
I disproved that there weren't.
No, I think
I disproved there weren't.
I don't think you did at all. But I think more than
one good coach, Sean McDay.
More than ever, coaching has changed. Play calling has changed. You have to be more a player's coach than you are a dictator or a disciplinarian.
Shots at Belichick.
Yeah,
you hear that?
Yeah.
Go to Duncan. Tell him.
Well, you look
Godfather's throwing shots.
Yeah. Well, you look at it right now. Like, do you think Jimmy Johnson would be a successful coach the way he coached the Cowboys in the 90s? In 2023, like Jimmy Johnson's a great coach, but I don't think he'd be a great coach right now. The league is different. It's just the players are different. It's not the same. Right. And that's what different means.
Yeah. But I mean, if that was the case, then Cliff Kingsbury would have lasted because he was a player's coach and but I think there's value to what you're saying, but I don't think it's just, hey, you got to be a player's coach. I think Mike McDaniels is a super player's coach, but you know what? He's only been a coach for less than 2 years,
but he also don't play that mess.
I don't know.
I'm sure
I haven't heard that he's challenging his players. You hear a lot of kumbaya, hey, this is the way it is, which you might be right. It might just lead to, hey, you have to challenge your players, but in a way to where
it's all about motivation now and not so much about like, hey, this is what we're doing. This is what you're sharing the heart in it nowadays. You know what I mean? Where in the 80s, that wasn't a thing. Nobody cared about the heart in anything.
No.
Right?
No, but I also disagree that, hey, these players, listen, BYOJ, right? Bring your own juice. Yeah. If I have to motivate you at this level, you will not be as successful as you can be. I can't give you the want to win. You have to do it. I can put you in a place where you're going to be successful, but ultimately, I'm not on the field.
Are you saying trust the process?
I'm saying
because does that work?
I think you have to buy in. I don't think it's even trust because you have You have kids, you have grown adults, professional athletes who do trust the process.
Yeah.
But if you're not fully bought in, I'm sorry, it's not going to win. You're not going to win.
I don't know. I think coaches matter, but I think coaches are more culture setters than anything. That's what they are.
I think the players are the culture setters.
Nah. Players take on the identity of the coach.
I don't think you're wrong when you say that. But I also think it takes a strong set of players to bring the right culture in.
Well, sure. I mean, you have to have the player leaders, right? But I mean, I think coaches are the tone setter. That's what it's about. And the NFL is different now. The tone is different. It's not a Mike McCarthy tone anymore.
Yeah, there's one coach that's not good at all.
He wasn't on my list, and I'm a Cowboys fan.
He's not good.
Play calling's an issue.
If you could fire him right now, right? You have Jerry Jones
on the bye week is the time to make a change.
Fire him right now, and then who would you elevate?
Quinn? I wouldn't. I don't know that I would fire him. I'd bring in an offensive coordinator. I'd give Brian Schottenheimer the reins.
The reins?
Yeah.
Okay. All right. You heard that. You heard it here first.
Yeah. I don't think you make a change mid-season like that, especially being 4-2 on a bye week. But I think at this moment you could give Brian Schottenheimer the reins.
It's the ugliest 4-2.
And I may sit Michael Gallup and give Jalen Tolbert some reps at receiver.
Give him some love.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, I know that he's not good at all. But let's talk about some players who are good.
Yeah, let's do that.
Because, again, texting over the weekend, and you made a comment. And I said, all right, we're going to go ahead. So let's talk about, all right, let's play. Is he fantasy good or is he good?
Because there's a difference.
There's a huge difference.
There's a difference. Justin Fields is freaking fantasy good.
Fantasy good, not good.
Not good.
Not good. So I got some names, all right? Derek Carr.
Now, Derek Carr is good, man. I think Derek Carr gets some undeserved hate. New Orleans is not good.
I think he's good. He's not fantasy
He
good.
is not fantasy
But he is good.
Yeah, not fantasy good.
No. I don't think he's ever going to be a top 10 quarterback in the league.
Absolutely not.
But I would take Derek Carr over Kirk Cousins.
Yeah, but 12 to 15, I'm taking him every day.
What about his teammate, Alvin Kamara?
Fantasy good. I don't know that he's good anymore. I don't know that he's a difference maker he used to be. Now, I mean, it's still early in the – he just came back, right? He didn't have his legs under him, and he missed a lot of last year too.
He did.
You know what I mean? So let's see what he does. But Alvin Kamara was a top 10 running back in the NFL.
I think he's good.
Yeah.
I think he's still good.
He's fantasy good too.
I think he's fantasy good and he's good.
Yeah, I lean more toward that, but I got to see more from Alvin Kamara right now.
I just think he would be the perfect piece for, again, Shanahan, McDaniels, all these
the
great
Cowboys
coach. I mean, I'm not hating that.
Yeah, Cowboys got
Pollard and Kamara.
Yeah.
Garrett Wilson.
Good, not fantasy good.
I don't know that he's good.
No, he's good. He's a good receiver.
I don't know that he is.
He's good.
I don't know. I would have loved to see. I think Ohio State has all these overrated wide receivers now.
Marvin Harrison Jr.
is better than Garrett Wilson.
Is he overrated?
Right now, no, he's properly rated.
Okay.
I think Chris Olave is overrated. I think I would even say Chris Olave is better than Garrett Wilson.
Really?
I would take him over Garrett Wilson all the time. I think Garrett Wilson has a lot of sizzle, not a lot of steak.
We'll see.
Puka
is fantasy good, and Puka is. Hey, look, it's trial by jury. I got to see a little more.
I think he's fantasy good. I don't know that he's good.
I don't know that he's good either.
I think he
gets a lot of targets.
System wide receiver.
Yeah.
He's Cooper Kupp, Puka, system wide receivers.
Yeah, I've been on the Cooper. I've been telling you guys about Cooper Kupp for 5 years now.
I think Cooper Kupp is fantasy good and good. I think you could put him anywhere. Puka, I don't think so.
All right.
DeAndre Swift.
He's good and fantasy good.
I don't think he's good. I think he's fantasy good.
No, I think he's good. He was good in Detroit. He was injured.
Listen, the best ability a player can have
is availability.
Yeah,
sure. I get it. But I think he's still a talented running back.
All these guys are talented. That's why they're in the NFL.
Okay, well, yeah, he's good.
Name one not talented running back who's in the NFL?
I got a couple.
Zeke? No. Let's stay with your boy, CeeDee Lamb.
CeeDee Lamb is fantasy good and good. Showed out this week. Shout out CeeDee Lamb.
Is he a number one receiver?
He is a number one. That media mess is crazy, man. I don't know why they want to take it to that extreme. CeeDee Lamb is the true number one.
I think he's good and fantasy good. Is he top 5?
In the NFL?
Yeah.
No, not right now, but he's top 10.
Okay, so would you rather have CeeDee Lamb or Jamar Chase?
Definitely Jamar Chase.
CeeDee Lamb or Justin Jefferson?
Definitely Justin Jefferson.
Tyreek Hill.
Definitely Tyreek.
Stephon Diggs.
I think I go Diggs right now.
So, okay. So there's 4 right away.
Yeah.
Jalen Waddle?
No, I'm going CeeDee Lamb.
I don't know. I think I'd go Waddle.
I would not. No, that's great. That's actually
absurd. I don't think it's absurd. T. Higgins.
To these guys. I'm going CeeDee Lamb.
See, I think I'd go T. Higgins. I just don't know that.
I would take Devontae Adams over CeeDee Lamb. He would be the next one. That's
Absolutely.
5, right?
Yeah. Cooper Kupp?
No, I would not take Cooper Kupp over CeeDee Lamb.
Cooper Kupp over CeeDee.
After that, I mean, it's a toss-up when you get there, right?
Okay, Metcalf?
No, I'm taking CeeDee Lamb. I'm taking CeeDee Lamb.
I think CeeDee Lamb is closer to 12 than he is 5.
That may, I don't know, maybe true, but I got some bias too. I'm a Cowboys fan, but I think the rhetoric on CeeDee Lamb is crazy. I agree with Micah Parsons. Shout out Lion, right? The media's talk on Dallas right now is absolutely absurd. We lost the game, but you know what? And then they talk all this mess about Philadelphia had linemen hurt, and the 49ers lost McCaffrey and what's his name?
Debo Samuel. Who I would take over CeeDee Lamb.
But guess what? Tyron Smith didn't start every game this year. Neither did any of our offensive line, right? We lost Trevon Diggs.
It's not media. It's not media narrative. It's honesty. It's honesty. No. And you know what? Your text messages read a lot like what the media is saying during the game.
Because I get caught up.
I get caught up. I'm done with this team. I'm done with it.
I get caught up. Okay?
No,
I'm an emotional wreck when I'm watching the Cowboys play football.
No, but it's also rational. It is rational. You're speaking rational when you say Mike McCarthy is the worst coach ever. I don't know why they keep throwing it here. CeeDee Lamb showed up last game. Awesome. What did he do the previous 2 weeks?
Yeah, but he wasn't getting the targets either.
Get out of here. Why do you think he wasn't getting targets? So it was just a Dak thing? It was just a Schottenheimer thing?
I think it's a Mike McCarthy Dak thing.
I also think it's CD doesn't get open sometimes.
Nah,
I think he is right to wear number 88. Because sometimes he looks like Des Bryant and Michael Irvin, meaning I'm not giving 100% effort.
That's true.
I'm just based on talent.
That's true. I've seen him in the end zone not jump for a couple balls, make catches he should have caught. But anyways, I'm taking CeeDee Lamb's top 10 wide receiver in the NFL.
All right, I think he's outside the top 10. Let us know what you think, whether CeeDee Lamb is a top 10 wide receiver in the
definitely.
NFL.
Definitely. That's crazy.
And where this whole conversation started from was Josh Allen, the quarterback in Buffalo.
Yes.
And you think he's just fantasy good. He's not good.
I think he's good, too. I don't think he's top 3.
You are so high when it comes to this.
I'm being very serious.
You would still take Trevor Lawrence right now over.
Yes, over Josh Allen today.
Joe Burrow today. You would take him over Josh Allen.
Yes, for sure. He's looked better than Josh Allen the last 2 weeks.
You are high if you look at the whole season. Look at the whole season.
I don't need.
Tell me right now you would take Joe Burrow.
Stephen, they say this is fluid. This is fluid. It changes weekly.
Yeah.
Because this
fluid is piss.
This is what it is.
Piss. It stinks. It's horrible. You ate asparagus.
Patrick Mahomes is the best quarterback in the NFL. And it's not even close.
I think it's close.
I think Trevor Lawrence is number 2. I think Joe Burrow is number 3. And I would put Josh Allen.
Trevor Lawrence has had a horrible year. Joe Burrow has had 2 decent games.
Well.
Josh Allen has carried the Bills. Go Bills. He's good and fantasy great.
He is good in fantasy.
And he is great.
Starting quarterback on my fantasy team, 6-0.
It's true. He's the second best quarterback in the NFL. He's not injured. Okay, not injured. Little shoulder thing.
Yeah, a little shoulder thing.
But we did see a injured quarterback
throwing the ball,
tossing the rock a little bit.
Throwing the ball on Sunday.
Does Aaron Rodgers come back?
No, absolutely not.
You don't think so?
I don't think so. I don't think. Look, all that talk is nice, and I understand he's doing some new things, and they're saying, "Oh, he's breaking the mold," and what all this treatment is, and recovery and rehabilitation. Come on, man. Let's be real. He's a 40-year-old dude.
Yep.
With an ACL,
Achilles.
Yeah.
I'll say this: he's coming back.
You think so?
Yes.
Next year?
You know why? Because he's a diva. Aaron Rodgers likes everything to be about Aaron Rodgers. That's why he goes on Pat McAfee for his $1 million appearance every single
year. Him call Travis Kelce Pfizer, Mr. Pfizer. That was great.
I did. I also heard him talk crap about Dr. Fauci. Yeah. Listen, he can't help himself.
He cannot.
So what's the best thing for Aaron Rodgers?
Come back to football.
Come back to football and show everybody. Yeah. Even if it's a meaningless Week 18 game,
he'll play.
Whatever, yeah. Put me in for a series. Hey, I just want to get a feel for it.
Yeah, take a snap. Whatever. I don't think he comes back.
I think he does, just because he is a diva. He should be playing wide receiver. He's so much of a diva. Yeah. Top 5 teams in the NFL right now.
Right now, you want my power rankings?
I do.
All right, number 1.
Podfather's power rankings.
We're going to go 5-1. Okay. 5-1. At number 5, I got Philadelphia Eagles.
That hurts for you to say it.
Yeah, I hate it, but I love that they're not in the top 3. Okay. So we're going to go Philly. At number 4, I get Kansas City. Hey, listen, did they trade for McCole Hartman today?
They did.
That's big.
He knows the scheme.
That's big. He's looking for a receiver. They could move up to 3 next week.
He might get Frank Clark as well.
They could, yeah. At number 3, I got the Detroit Lions. Man, that young team looks good. Jared Goff could be in the MVP conversation.
Maybe.
Jared Goff could be in the MVP conversation.
I think it's another guy who's coming up.
Jared Goff could be in the MVP conversation.
Okay.
At number 2, I got San Francisco. Hey, did Brock Purdy get exposed? That's the big thing this week. That's the story. Did he get exposed? You lose McCaffrey, you lose Debo. All of a sudden, you can't complete 50% of your passes. You're struggling.
He still put them in a position to win the game, and then Moody missed it.
I don't know. I think he got exposed.
He did what he was supposed to do.
Hey,
put them in a position to win, and you have an idiot kicker who misses a kick.
It is what I've been saying.
No.
Brock Purdy is a system quarterback. He needs talent around him to be good.
All quarterbacks are system quarterbacks.
So, anyways, but
except for Andrew Luck.
I still have San Francisco at number 2 because I don't think Christian McCaffrey is super hurt. I think Debo comes back really quick. Trent Williams came back that game, and they still got Bosa, right?
Yeah.
So we're gonna go San Francisco number 2. At number 1, my favorite coach. Shout out Robert Elliott for his favorite team. The Miami Dolphins.
Yep.
Going to put them number 1. Those are the AFC Beast of the East. Okay? AFC Beast of the East is the Miami Dolphins. Right. I think they win that division easily.
Okay.
Yeah. Hey, they're the real deal. They got so much speed. There's guys flying all over the field on offense. It's absolutely crazy. If it's Mostert, if it's A-Chain, if it's Tyreek, if it's Waddle, doesn't matter. They just signed Claypool. Mike McDaniel was like, yeah, because he's fast. Why else would I sign him? He's just a fast guy.
Vending machine.
Yeah.
Running down the field.
Defense is playing well.
Mm-hmm.
The defense is playing well. They have one off week. Defense is playing well. They're not playing great, but they're playing well.
They gave Bryce Young and the Panthers 2 quick scores.
Yeah. And then what they do?
Yeah, shut him out.
Locked it up.
Yeah.
Locked it up.
I think that's who the MVP is right now, Tyreek.
Yeah, Tyreek Hill's MVP right now. I think so also. Crazy to see a wide receiver be MVP. I don't think it would ever happen. Doesn't matter what the stats do. But that's it, man. 1 through 5. Miami at number 1. San Francisco at number 2. Detroit Lions at number 3. Kansas City at number 4. And give me Philadelphia at number 5. What do you think?
My NFL power rankings are as follows. Team number 5 is the Buffalo Bills.
Don't like it.
Just win, baby.
Hate it.
Okay, just win. 4-2. I don't care if it's ugly right now. They're figuring out. You are the king of talking about injuries until it's the Buffalo Bills. Then it's like, whatever. Yeah,
Matt Milano being hurt's going to be a thing.
Listen, the Bills are the number 5 team. Number 4, I have Philadelphia. Number 3, I have Detroit. Number 2, I have Miami. And number 1, I have San Francisco.
Wow. So you got Kansas City out of there.
I do. I don't think they're
defending champs, best quarterback in the NFL.
That's awesome.
Defense is flying.
You can talk about what they did last year all day long. It's a new year.
Okay. I think that's going to come back and bite you, but we'll see again what happens this week.
Yeah. I mean, well, Kansas City has who? They have like some nothing team, right? Who are they playing? Oh, the Chargers. Yeah. Okay.
No, whatever.
No, the Chargers suck.
They might.
Going to be.
they might, or they may.
All I'm saying,
they
Kansas
may just
City
be
better
one
not lose to the Chargers.
They may just be one of the best teams in the NFL, but happen to run against the Cowboys.
They better not lose. Kansas City better not lose, or you're going to look real stupid.
Yeah, they're not going to lose.
Okay, we'll see.
Yeah, they're not going to lose.
What's the best landing spot for Caleb Williams? You're hearing a lot of debate in Chicagoland.
Yeah, Chicago. I think
keep the pick, trade the pick. What do you think?
I mean, what do you do? It's possible they get 1 and 2.
Yeah, if they get 1 and 2, what are you doing?
I'm keeping both if I'm Chicago.
All right. Who are you picking? Are you taking Olufashinu from the offensive tackle from Penn State? I know you're taking Marvin Harrison Jr., right?
No, I'm going Caleb Williams and I'm going offensive line.
Wow. Yeah. You are not picking Marvin Harrison Jr.
No, not in Chicago.
Oh my God. That's a mistake.
I don't think so.
I think that's a mistake.
I think DJ Moore's a legit wide receiver.
Yep.
I think Mooney hasn't come around because they just don't have a quarterback that can get him the ball. I think Kmet is a top 8 to 10 tight end in the NFL.
Yeah, it could be closer to top 5.
And so Herbert's a decent running back. Yep. Hate the injuries on him. Offensive line needs some work. Quarterback play needs some work. I'm going Caleb Williams on offensive line. And they get rid of that coaching staff. They trade Justin Fields. They'll get value for Justin Fields. May not be the value they want, but they'll get value for him, and they'll keep him moving.
Interesting.
Yeah.
I think it's the wrong move completely.
I don't think so.
I am trading the number 1 pick.
No way.
I am getting a king's ransom. I am going after all the picks that a team will give me. I'm keeping the 2nd pick. And with the 2nd pick, I am taking Marvin Harrison Jr. or Drake May. Probably picking Drake May second. Pick the quarterback, and then I'm trying to take all that, move back up to 3 to get Marvin Harrison Jr.
No way.
Yep, that's exactly what I'm doing.
Hate it.
That's fine. You can hate it.
I hate that.
And then I don't trade Justin Fields. Let Justin Fields get beat up another year.
What are you doing?
No, let him get beat up another year. Drake, go ahead, sit back, watch the game unfold. Go ahead.
You get a chance to get. This is literally the Caleb Williams sweepstake. There's not been a more hyped quarterback coming into the NFL since Andrew Luck.
Yeah, you're not wrong. You're not wrong.
It is what it is. We've seen this a couple times. I think 3 times in my life I've seen a quarterback like this come out of college. Name them.
Peyton Manning,
Michael Vick, and Andrew Luck.
Yeah.
These are the 3. Those are the 3. They were the biggest names coming out of the college. Like, name a quarterback more hyped than those 3.
Joe Burrow was pretty hyped.
Hey, he was pretty hyped.
Joe Burrow was really hyped. Trevor Lawrence was really hyped. But you know that they just came out and said,
Trevor Lawrence had all that stuff. Does he want to play football? Is it his favorite sport? Like, what is he doing? I don't know.
Yeah, I don't know. Not with Trevor Lawrence. It was, hey, he's all about playing football. Josh Rosen wasn't. But I think they've already said Caleb Williams, if he comes out in any of the past 5 draft classes, he's the number 1 pick over all these guys.
But I saw a report come out today.
I watched the games, and he does not perform like he should.
Is this true? Did a report come out today that he wants an owner stake in whatever team drafts him?
Yes, he wants partial. It's stupid. Listen,
what is he thinking?
You know who doesn't? Drake May just wants to play football.
Just wants to play football.
Just wants to play football.
Maybe the number 1 pick then.
I would take Drake May right now ahead of Caleb Williams.
You're out of
I would take Drake May.
Why
Drake
are you
May
so high on this guy?
Because he does everything you want a quarterback to do.
Except win.
I'm sorry. His team doesn't have as many losses as Caleb Williams' team.
Daniel Jones won there.
And?
Drake May can't.
Drake May has gone undefeated right now this season. What are you talking about, bro?
Just like
Caleb Williams. Worry about your nails, I guess.
Yeah, Caleb. I don't know. Yeah, number 1 for sure.
I would trade it. I would trade it and get the picks. Sorry. Somebody's going to do something stupid. The Giants, the Patriots probably give up everything.
Man, is Daboll get fired this year?
No, I don't. I think they'd give Daboll another year.
Do they give him another year?
I think they go, hey, we didn't. He's not the one who paid Daniel Jones. Tyrod Taylor's the best quarterback on the team.
They really, I told you that.
Shout out T-Mobile.
Yeah, shout out Tyrod, man. Matter of fact, I texted you saying, I wish I had Tyrod Taylor on my team. Yeah, it's crazy.
I don't. I have Josh Allen, so I'm happy
whatever. Yeah, like the 4th best quarterback in the NFL.
Second best quarterback. Let's go pick them.
Yeah, let's pick them. Let's do it.
I tried to gain ground last week, and I didn't. We both had great weeks, 10-5.
We did 10-5. Hey, that's respectable.
That'll win you money. Money line everywhere. That'll win money. I'm having a great year, 39-22.
That's a good year.
I am not having as good a year as you.
I'm over 40.
You are 41-20.
41-20.
I cannot stand it. This week, bye week, Cincinnati, Dallas, Tennessee, Jersey, Jets, Carolina, and Houston are all sitting at home picking games like we are.
And we got a couple different this week. You have a chance to make up ground.
I decided to just go, I got to do it this week. This is the week I make my move.
Yeah.
Football's crazy.
Yeah.
Let's rock and roll.
Don't start with the first game on the sheet.
No, this is
an if.
I hate this. Make a pick.
Bro. I can't. I don't know that I can make a pick right now.
You got to make a pick.
I can make it Sunday morning.
No. Sunday. I can do it Friday afternoon. Jacksonville at New Orleans.
Okay, I want Jacksonville if T-Law plays.
No, you cannot put caveats. We're making the bets right now. Boom. Who do you got?
If T-Law plays,
no,
I'm taking Jacksonville.
All right, go ahead. Jacksonville is yours. I'm going
New
Orleans.
Yeah, give me Jacksonville.
Okay, Vegas at Chicago.
I'm going to take Chicago.
Chicago all day. Come on, Tyson Badgett.
Yeah, right? I can't wait for Josh McDaniels to get fired.
Cleveland at Indy.
Give me Cleveland.
Yeah, this is frisky.
Who's that quarterback.
This is frisky because I can see Indy beating Cleveland. I'm going to go Cleveland.
Yeah.
Buffalo at New England.
I'm going Buffalo.
Because Josh Allen, go Bills. Washington.
No, because of New England.
Okay, but because of Josh Allen, go Bills.
Whatever.
Washington at New Jersey Giants.
I'm taking those Commanders, man. Give me Washington.
Go Commies.
Yeah.
Atlanta at Tampa Bay.
I'm going Tampa Bay.
Atlanta.
Yeah, okay. This is a bounce back game for Tampa Bay.
I think Atlanta is they're right there in that Minnesota zone where they're competing. They just can't get it done. I think they do this.
Tampa Bay's better than what they played last week.
Detroit at Baltimore.
Give me Detroit. This one's tough because, again, shout out to Cap Soft. I was going, my body's telling me.
Plums.
Yeah, my body's telling me Baltimore. Lamar Jackson could have one of those games.
My mind's telling me Baltimore.
Yeah.
But my heart's telling me Detroit.
I'm going Detroit.
Detroit, same. Pittsburgh at LA Rams.
Give me the Rams.
Give me the Rams, but there might be more Pittsburgh Steelers fans there than there are Rams
very
fans.
true, man. LA's never a home game.
54,000 seat stadium. There's probably going to be 48,000.
Never a home game for LA.
No.
Never.
Give me the Rams. Arizona at Seattle.
I'm going Seattle.
Seattle.
Like Geno to bounce back.
Geno. Green Bay at Denver.
This one was tough also. Here's why. I'm not in love with Love. Okay. I am not in love with Jordan Love. But I'm going to go Green Bay.
But I hate Denver.
Denver is a mess.
Denver's a yard sale.
Yeah, they're a mess.
Frank Clark, you
can't
leave.
In fact, hey, listen, Dallas, pull the trigger on Surtain right now.
I asked you, hey, is Surtain worth a first-round pick?
Pull the trigger on Surtain right now.
Go Bills. Come on, get Surtain. Yeah, I got Green Bay as well.
Trey White, you guys need him too.
Chargers at Kansas City.
I'm going Kansas City.
Come on, Herbert. Herbert, most underrated quarterback in
You're
the
never
NFL.
going to catch up like this.
Listen, go Chargers. Miami at Philly.
I'm going Miami at Philly. They boost Santa Claus there, but I'm going Miami.
I got to go Miami too.
How do you not?
Trying to put him in the freezer. Go Miami.
Yeah, go Miami.
San Francisco at Minnesota.
Yeah, give me San Francisco. This one's pretty easy.
San Francisco wins in a one-score game.
You think so? A one-score game?
I think that's what happens is Minnesota.
Man,
they lose by one score.
Yeah, they always do. Crazy.
You got killed last week.
I did, man. 1 for 3.
It was rough. You're having a rough best bet season.
I mean, not a rough season. I've had a couple weeks where I went 3 for 3, and that'll pay for the 1 and 3s.
On the year, you are 6-12.
That's all right.
So we need you to go 3-0 if I'm going to keep my house. Okay?
If you're going to keep the house.
But if not, I could always live with you.
Yeah, and know this,
Come
right?
down to the farm.
All right, let's give some pretense here. All right, I'm not the biggest gambler. What I am is 6-0 in fantasy football. What I did was sweep Frank. All right, swept coach every league.
That's true.
Even beat his son.
Yeah.
That's right, taking out anger on the 12-year-olds.
So would you say you are the best fantasy player?
100%.
So I beat the best fantasy player.
You did. You got lucky that week. I had some movement I had to do. But listen, here's what we're gonna say. This week we're gonna go 3 for 3.
Yes. Please, let's go 3 for 3.
We're going 3 for 3 this week.
And you did something unique. You mixed it up.
I did. Well, I did. I took a couple different all NFL 3-game parlay, but I did a couple different things.
All right, let's see it.
So what I'm going to do is I'm going to take the over in Washington and New York.
I hate that.
All right. I love it. 39.5. Anytime I see in the 30s in the NFL, I'm taking the over. Okay. That's just me.
But it's the Giants. It's okay.
Tay-Rock can score. He should have scored last week.
Maybe.
Should have scored last week.
9 points. Yep. 9 points.
Way to change it to a run. Don't run check with the clock running out.
If Washington gets 31 points and Giants get their 9, you got it.
All right. I'm taking the Bucks minus 2.5 versus Atlanta.
Like I said, I hate
I
that.
know you like Atlanta, but I'm taking the Bucks. I'm going to ride with them. And I'm taking Detroit plus 3 on Baltimore.
I like that one, though.
Yeah, I'm taking Detroit plus 3. That's a 3-game parlay. That's what it is. All right. The over at Washington, New York. I'm taking Bucks 2.5, and I'm taking Detroit plus 3.
Let us know what you think of his bets, please.
Hey, listen, I've hit nothing last Sunday. I had like 4 bets playing. I hit nothing. Nothing.
What did you hit on?
Yeah, but they were all
Cowboys?
parlays.
I was going to say.
Yeah, they were all parlays. So, like, I won a bunch of games, but I didn't win the bet. You know what I mean? So, yeah.
You were spot on last week with Dallas.
Yeah.
Dallas -2.
I told you. Dallas -2.
Kellen Moore.
Loved it.
He's terrible.
Loved it.
It's a new Greg Roman.
Yep.
3 and out.
Let's do it.
This is how we end the show.
It's that time, guys.
And again, NBA is creeping and crawling.
Yeah, they are.
All right. Next week we're gonna have a lot of NBA.
Hey, it's NBA tip-off, man.
We're making predictions next week.
We are.
We're gonna give away winners, champions. Who's gonna win this season? Is Denver gonna be the back-to-back champion?
Come on, that's a
Jokic
joke.
is gonna go ahead and win another MVP. You know, to expose
heavy favorite to start the year.
The fraud of Joel Embiid.
Heavy favorite to start the year.
But let's talk probably the most polarizing figure in basketball right now.
Yeah, probably.
Victor Wembanyama.
What a crazy.
What are your thoughts on his preseason?
Hey, listen, here's what I'm going to do. All right, through 2 games, right? He played 2 games, significant amount, 21 minutes. This is a stat line, 21.5 points, 4.5 rebounds, 2 assists, 2 blocks, 1.5 3-pointers made, a steal a game. Listen, across 2 contests, shooting 64% from the field. 64.
You were a skeptic.
I was
Victor.
I'm still a skeptic.
Okay.
Preseason doesn't tell everything.
No, it doesn't.
Okay. We know we're playing against in the preseason. Let's keep it at that. But I think Victor Wembanyama, listen, we all know that coach out in San Antonio, the Belichick of the NBA. Pop, that guy, he's going to fall in to the biggest blessing like he did Tim Duncan in year like 30 and win another championship in the next 3 to 4 years. That's wild to me.
Because of Wemby.
Wow.
Yeah. This is a 180-degree turn for you.
Yeah. No, but the kid's real deal.
Listen, for those of you guys who aren't good at math, that means he completely turned around.
I did. I didn't do a complete.
You didn't do 360. You did 180.
Yeah,
you just flipped
around.
it.
I flipped the script on it, man. Well, Wemby flipped the script.
Wemby's amazing.
Yeah, dude's crazy.
The stuff he does, he made one play on Jalen Williams, the good one in OKC, not the other one.
Not the other one?
The good Jalen Williams in OKC, where he was standing at the free throw line. Jalen Williams took 4 steps going to the hoop. Wemby did this weird, flipped his hips and just kind of reached out and grabbed it and brought it back. And it was wild watching it because you're going, body's not supposed to do that.
No, the kid's incredible, man. If he can stay healthy, which is a concern, that kind of frame concerns me. But if he can stay, he's not much smaller than Tim Duncan was.
I don't want to give it away yet. Is he the favorite for Rookie of the Year?
Easy.
You think so?
Yeah.
I think he is going to average 28, 3 blocks, and still might not win Rookie of the Year.
Do you think Chet Holmgren wins it?
I think Chet has something to say about it.
Yeah, I think Chet's going to be great this year. Listen, spent all year last year with the NBA team, on an NBA roster, and NBA facilities, training, strength coach, all of that kind of stuff, rehabilitation. Chet may have a great year. I don't think he has the talent as Wemby.
Yeah, I just think it's a conversation. We'll have that conversation next week. I do think Wembanyama ends up being a Hall of Fame player. I can see him being a top 5 center of all time.
Yeah,
but I do think Chet and Wemby, you should not be allowed to do this.
No, you cannot. You can't do that.
If you don't have any muscles, you shouldn't be able to do this.
I can't do it. They can't do it. 2 different spectrums, but neither one of us can do it.
Listen, you could do it.
I know.
You can do it.
Shoulder injury. Got a lot going on, man.
You can do one, all right?
I got the left, man.
Next question, okay? Should the Warriors extend Klay Thompson? He's extension eligible, 33-year-old. He's in the final season of a 5-year,
You know what this reminds me of?
Deal. What's that?
San Antonio not extending Tony Parker.
Ooh.
Do you remember Tony Parker's last couple of years?
Yeah.
Yeah. It reminds me of that because Klay's a shell of himself.
He is.
Okay, the injuries took a toll on him. We see it. He doesn't have the bounce. The shots aren't going in like they used to. If I'm Golden State, I'm re-signing him at what he'll take. Like, hey, what's your bottom dollar? Want to keep you on the roster.
So you do you say, hey, go out and get a contract and we'll match?
We'll match.
Go see what you can get.
Yeah, we'll match. I'm playing the match game.
Somebody's stupid enough to throw him a crazy max.
But you got to have a dollar amount on that match. Like, hey, Klay, listen, we'll match at this.
40 a year?
No.
35 a year?
No.
30 a year?
No.
28?
No.
What's the number?
My number is more like 22 to 24.
You are nuts.
Yeah.
You are nuts. That is crazy. Listen,
I think that's the number for Klay now.
He's not the guy he was. I understand that. He is not the defensive presence he used to be. But last I checked, that jump shot's not broken. That is when James Naismith invented the game, he imagined Klay Thompson's jump shot. He has the best looking jump shot on the Warriors, the team with Steph Curry. He has a pretty jump shot. It's going to go down. And again, this year they're going to have Andrew Wiggins to handle defensive assignments. I don't need Klay Thompson to be Klay Thompson 5 years ago. I need him to start developing into that guy who is still a movement shooter.
I don't think Klay Thompson could be the second best player on a team to win a championship anymore. When you start talking about $30 million, I think second best player, I think Chris Middleton. I think, he was second best player on that Bucks team, right? I think DeMar DeRozan can't be the first best
was he
player.
Or was Drew Holiday the second best player?
I think it was definitely Chris Middleton. I think Klay Thompson from the Golden State years, right? I think LeBron James to Anthony Davis.
He's not dead. He's only 33. I think again, decades ago, 33 was time to start thinking retirement.
I may be able to be talked into 25 to 28.
I think if the number is 35 to 38, whatever, the cap's going to continue to go up and it's going to skyrocket up in the next 3 years.
Yeah, but that's still high.
I'd give it to him.
Do you think they give an extension before January?
Yes, I think that Mike Dunleavy and Joe Lacob Jr. are going to not want this hanging over their head.
Yeah, I think so.
I think they find it. They
Golden
find
State's
a number.
Brilliantly ran franchise.
I don't know. There's been a lot of changes in Golden State. I don't think we know. I don't think we know exactly what this regime of Golden State looks like.
Yeah, we're gonna find out.
And I would pay the man. I still think Klay Thompson can be a top.
I don't say he's not
player
good.
in the NBA. I think
and I'm a Klay fan.
The part of his game that's not going to go away is being able to shoot.
If I'm the Lakers, I'm giving Klay Thompson $30 million, 32.
If I'm San Antonio, I'm giving him 40 a year and saying, "Come on down."
If you're no, I don't think so.
Why not?
No.
You have guys on rookie contracts. Got to spend the money somewhere.
Yeah, maybe. I don't know. We'll see.
Now that the Dame drama is over, what star is next to be traded? Not names James Harden, obviously. And I want a star. Listen, you put some names on here, but they're not stars. I want stars. So,
but I don't see a star trade happening. Not to begin the year.
Tell them about the names you put on there. Because
okay, yeah.
I don't think they're stars.
Like, okay, Buddy Hield, he's in there every year. Him and Turner, right? These guys they're on the trade block every year.
Trade machine all-stars.
And then they're never traded, right?
Right.
But they're on the all-star list of trade machine.
Absolutely.
Right? Absolutely, right? DeMar DeRozan, he's been hot 2 years in a row.
Yeah.
And Chicago's in cap hell. Like,
yes.
They have to move somebody.
Thank you, Lonzo.
And is it going to be LaVine? Is it going to be DeMar? To me, it's easier to move off DeMar than it is LaVine.
I think he has more value.
He has more value, right? And so that's where I would go if I'm Chicago. Pascal Siakam.
Spicy P. He's the closest thing you have on this list to a superstar.
But Toronto's almost in the same cap hell as Chicago if they don't watch what they're doing. All right. They had to pay OG. They gave out a couple contracts that were just
Scotty Barnes is going to come up for an extension after this season.
And so when I look at Pascal, I'm going, okay, there's value there.
Yes.
Okay. They're gonna get a fair amount back for Pascal. He could be moved. Now I don't put him in superstar territory.
I think he's close.
But I think he's close.
Yeah.
I think he's riding the line, right? Malcolm Brogdon, right? Went into Portland.
Yeah, there's no way Portland wants to keep him.
No, I think he's great to start the year for Portland. I think Portland sits on him for a couple months, right? I think Portland can sit October, November, December. And then once your young guys get some play time, they get some NBA stuff going on, they've got some experience under them, you're going to have to move Malcolm because there's no play time for him.
Yeah.
What's the rotation look like with Malcolm Brogdon?
He shouldn't be taking minutes away from Scoot. He shouldn't be taking minutes away from Anthony Simons. He shouldn't be taking minutes away from Shaden Sharp.
I mean,
Brogdon's going to end up a Clipper.
Yeah, I think Brogdon probably. Yeah, if Clippers can't pull James Harden, it's going to be Malcolm Brogdon.
They tried to. The Celtics tried to trade him to the Clippers earlier.
Yeah.
So I think there's mutual respect and understanding there.
I'd love him as a Laker.
Yeah, I'm sure you would.
I mean, you got to remember, former 50-40-90 guy.
Yes. Very rare that happens in the NBA.
Incredible.
And he was one of them.
He was one of them.
I would argue that he was super important to that Bucks team.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
I think there's another guy in Portland. I think Jeremy Grant, again, not a superstar. If we're just talking about these guys who are just kind of jacked,
does he
right?
fit
Just
on the
another
roster?
guy.
You know what I mean?
I think Jeremy Grant is a guy who ends up, I don't know, Orlando.
He's a perfect traveling guy too.
He is.
And there's a couple teams that I can see wanting a player like the Malcolm Brogdon, like the Jeremy Grant, like the Pascal Siakam, where they think, hey, we're one little piece from making the rotation that much better. Where would you say Jeremy Grant ends up?
I think there's something to him ending up in Philadelphia as part of a James Harden kind of three-way deal. I also think if I am the Oklahoma City Thunder, I make a play for Jeremy Grant and say, hey, we need to get some middling piece to help roll out everything in there. If they can pick up a center too, OKC is going to be scary.
Yeah.
Like they could be top 5, top 4 in the West. Scary.
I don't see that. They're still very young.
They're a center away. I mean, SGA is a top 10 guard in the league. He might be closer to top 5 guards in the league.
Overrated.
I don't think so. He's first team All NBA. I think it's properly rated.
I don't think so. Yeah. It's a crazy league nowadays.
It's a fun league. It's a young league. It's a league that should be expanding. I have a couple superstar names.
All right, let's go. Hit him with them, and I'm going to tell you right or wrong.
Karl Anthony Towns.
Yeah, he needs to be moved.
Where do you think he could go? Knicks? We always hear the Knicks.
Yeah, I think, there's a couple teams out there in New York that I think would pay to have that kind of player. I think you got Brooklyn also.
Yeah.
So New York Knicks, Brooklyn Nets, I think they're 1 and 2. And then you got to look at a couple teams that have players that they're going to have to move too. Like Karl Anthony Towns at Atlanta. They got to get off of Capella. And that could be something that's worked.
I think that's the perfect matchup. You get Karl Anthony Towns into Atlanta. I think Minnesota's ready to move on and say this is Anthony Edwards' team.
When there's Atlanta wants to move off of Collins, they want to move off of Capella.
Well, Collins is in Utah now. Yeah, they moved off him. Yeah. But they spent all this money on DeJounte Murray.
Yeah. So that's what I was talking about.
They're in win now mode.
They have that point guard differential where it's like, is it Trae Young's team? Is it DeJounte Murray's team? Capella, what's he really offering anymore?
Yeah,
defensively, but that's not the NBA any longer.
No,
you know what I mean. And so, yeah, I can see Karl-Anthony Towns in something like Atlanta.
What about Spida Mitchell?
Spida, overrated again. Okay. And why do you think Spida leaves?
I just think
who on that roster?
I think Cleveland knows he probably doesn't want to stay here long term. We tried to get him.
Is it a Garland thing?
I think Garland's a better player than Spida Mitchell.
I think so too.
So I think you trade him now while he's hot, before he forces his way out. I can see him being the next superstar that says, I'm done. I don't want to be here anymore. Get me out of here.
And where does Spida Mitchell end up? Old Donovan.
There's a huge argument that he's the piece the Knicks should have went after. I think they made the smart move with Brunson.
Yeah, I think so too.
But again, there's always Brooklyn.
Yeah.
I think Brooklyn says, yeah, we'll go ahead and take that.
Too. Yeah.
They do. And then the last piece, okay? And this is probably crazy talk. I know this is absolute nonsense. Is it time for the Clippers to go ahead and say, yeah, we need to break up either Kawhi or Paul George?
I don't think it's not worth the conversation.
I think we need to pivot.
So we've seen this, 4 years now?
Yeah.
Are we 4 years into that?
I think we are.
Yeah. And so
not if you count like actual games that they've played. No.
Well, they were on the Clippers. Were they on the Clippers COVID team?
I think they were.
They were, right?
Yeah, that was the bubble.
That was the bubble. Mm-hmm. Yeah. And so that was 2020.
Yep. We're on 4 years.
We're on 4 years. And so when you look at that, I'm like, is Kawhi going to play this year?
I don't know. He looks good in pickup, but he looks good in pickup every year.
Yeah. Paul George, how long does he stay healthy?
Yeah, I think you have to start over.
And what's the value on those players right now?
I have no idea.
And I think that's the hardest thing with that. I think if you're going to move one of those players, I think you're going to have to sell the Clippers on that. Like, because what's the value there? They haven't played together.
Yeah.
Okay. They haven't played a lot.
Right.
Period.
And who's gonna take that swing at the fence?
Who's gonna do it?
And if you're a team like Cleveland, if you're a team like Orlando,
what team is
going to stick around?
Yeah. What team is desperate?
I don't know. Maybe OKC goes after Paul George and says, "Hey, let's reunite."
Orlando, OKC, what young coming team is
Detroit? Does Detroit say, "Hey, forget it. We'll go ahead and go all in"? I don't know.
The move on Chicago.
NBA is crazy. We'll talk more about it next week. If I had to ask you which one of those stars that I named is most likely traded,
that you named,
yes, by next year,
Karl-Anthony Towns.
Yeah, I think you're right.
Yeah, I think you got to give the reins to
Anthony Edwards.
Anthony Edwards. It's that kid's team.
He's no Austin Reeves, but he's good.
Hey, look, Hillbilly Mamba,
Hillbilly Kobe,
Hillbilly Kobe.
We'll call him AR-15. No, we ain't doing that nonsense. But Hillbilly Kobe.
Kobe, I love that.
Listen, we all know that Hillbilly Kobe and Anthony Davis make the big two in the Lakers, okay? LeBron is just riding their coattails.
Super excited for LA basketball this year.
Should be fun.
It's going to be great.
Super excited to talk NBA next week. Make sure you guys stick with us. Again, follow us on everything, Instagram, X, Twitter, whatever you want to call it now, Facebook page.
Yes.
Check us out on the Tic Tacs, as the kids say.
Get the Tic Tac on.
All right, interact with us. Let us know where we're right, where we're wrong.
Yeah.
And again, big shout out to Pluto.co on Instagram for the shades. Love it. Love you guys at Pluto. Check them out, man. They have some wild stuff. Okay.
Yeah, it's pretty wild.
Got some wild stuff. For the Podfather, Alex Gullett, I am Paul Teach Nelson. We'll see you next time.